Barcelona is a huge, dynamic city that can be overwhelming on a limited port day. And frankly, even after traveling to over 100 ports in the last few years, we still found this place pretty challenging. But we learned a lot of lessons along the way. So in this video, we're going to share our top 10 tips to make your first port day here a great one. In our previous Barcelona video about embarkation, here's a link, we cover the port itself, its fancy and huge terminals, the vast scale of the area, and services. Autosat Wharf is the name, and it's a 5-minute drive over the Porta de Europa Bridge to the World Trade Center bus depot and the start of the Rambla, the famous shopping street. The attractions here are numerous, of course, with museums, parks, Antoni Gaudí's signature architecture, and, of course, their famous tapas. It's a star city, and you're docked very close to the heart of it all. So here are 10 lessons we learned, starting with getting out of the port area. The Porta de Europa Bridge is walkable. It's just not advisable. When we looked at the map, we were like, it's not that far, the bridge isn't that big. And when we got there, we saw a sidewalk and people on it. But here's why nearly everyone advises cruisers not to walk to town. Time and energy. First, the port facilities, with 6 terminals spread across over a mile of breakwater, are huge. Even if you docked at Terminal A, the closest one to the bridge, you're still looking at an over 40-minute walk to the Christopher Columbus statue and the Star of the Rambla. Ouch. And in the summer heat, double ouch, with no shade on the bridge and hardly any shade to the statue. So, no, you need wheels. Number 2, the Blue Bus is limited and time-consuming. It's inexpensive, €4.50 for a round trip, and it takes you to one stop in town, the World Trade Center bus depot. They call it City Center, but it's actually here. It's a big outdoor depot with some tourist information, and in front of the old ferry building. From there, it's a flat, brief walk to the statue. Here's what it's like. And while the buses are small, they do have luggage racks and even some USB chargers. Sounds good. So why am I down on this? Well, it takes a while. You spend a decent amount of time stopping and sometimes waiting at each terminal to pick up passengers. And on a busy port day with lots of occupied terminals, that could take a while, even with lots of blue buses circulating. On my trip from Terminal E, making U-turns, other port pickups, and then back again, it was about 25 minutes before reaching my destination. Had I gone non-stop, the ride would have taken about 5 minutes. While the bus is clean and driver's courteous, there's no getting around the limitations of the route itself. And time is your greatest currency on a cruise schedule. Number 3, from the bus depot, you can buy HOHO Bus tickets, but it's not always a good value. While at the depot, there are lots of promotions for the hop-on, hop-off buses, which take you on routes covering much of the city where you can stop and get off again. Which is great, except it's not really for everybody. They can be pricey per person, at around €33, and can be slow to get to a particular destination, since you make multiple stops along the route. It's also slow to get back, with often lengthy wait times at stops. For the price, we'd recommend HOHOs for singles or couples, where the math works out slightly better than taking cabs, who have no real plan but want a general overview of the city without getting off much. Which brings me to tip number 4. For best results, you need a plan. The problem that the HOHO kind of addresses is that there are various high-value attractions that are actually in very different and distant parts of the city. Park Güell is all the way north and up a hill. Sagrada Familia is more northeast of the center. Montjuic is south, the Picasso Museum is more east, and so on. So it doesn't lend itself easily to pick a central part of the city and stay there strategy. Instead of trying to cover as much as possible via an expensive and time-consuming HOHO bus, pick maybe 2 areas to enjoy and take your time at them. Winging it often leads to a shallow and unsatisfying time. Now that said, how to get around? Number 5, taxis are a viable option, and preferred. Taxis here are plentiful and amongst the most regulated in Europe. And while more expensive per ride than a bus or HOHO ticket, the math works out much better with groups of 3 or more. Plus they're air-conditioned and door-to-door, saving valuable time. And with our mixed generation group, it was a lifesaver. And here's where making some strategic decisions ahead of time can combine convenience and cost. Our group of 5 took a taxi from the Porta, which was very well organized. So this is just like super efficient, like they just have this thing in it. I've never even seen it this efficient before, even in America. They just give it a lot, okay, next one, 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 next one. Wow.
This one, yes.
That one? Yeah. To Sagrada Familia and back for about 30 euros total each way, rounding up. The cost for all of us on a HOHO would have been about 155 euros. What about public transport? Well, it's plentiful here with bus and metro, but outside of waiting, figuring out schedules, and navigating metro stations, there is the other elephant in the room to consider, especially with our parents. Number 6, pickpockets are an issue, but you can be ready. This was the principal reason I avoided public transport, the city's reputation as the pickpocket capital of Europe. While the metro is a famous example, cafes are also targets where people leave items unattended on tables or bags hanging from the chair. But here's some good news. If you're prepared and aware, you can reduce your risk. Thieves go for easy targets, and in Barcelona, there's plenty of them. Make yourself a harder target. My shoulder bag, for example, has locks on the zippers. I wear cargo pants with a zippered front pocket which has all the must-haves, like my cruise card and a flat travel wallet. I wear my bag across my chest, not over my shoulder. And I usually have my hand placed over my zippered front pocket or have something covering it. When I'm at the restaurant, my bag is on my lap or within sight, not behind me on a chair. Essentially, there's nothing behind me, be it a backpack, bag, or wallet in my back pocket. I'll leave some links in our description for further information. Bottom line, preparation and awareness can help reduce risk. By the way, if you're getting good value from this video so far, hit us up with a like and share with your shipmates. And consider subscribing to get easier access to our ever-growing collection of port reports, ship tours, and tips to assist the independent cruiser. So let's say you want to make the day easy and walk around the bus depot area. Well, that leads me to number 7. From the Columbus Monument, there are options within walking distance. Let's start with the monument itself. Did you know there's an elevator inside that can take you up for a bird's eye view? There's a tiny elevator in the column that takes you to a viewing platform at the foot of the statue. You're also within 5 minutes walking to the Gothic Quarter, where you can get lost on purpose among the 2,000-year-old Roman streets. And there's a great and largely overlooked museum from the street, the Maritime Museum. It's housed in the original medieval shipyards, massive stone arches where they built ships 700 years ago. And the star of the show is a full-scale red and gold replica of a 16th century royal galley, air-conditioned and mostly uncrowded. A great reset from the bustle of the city. That said, you're here to see some Gaudí, yes? For first-timers on a limited schedule, I'm going to stick my neck out and say this. Number 8, if you see only one Gaudí, make it Sagrada Familia and book early. It's one of the most significant and massive projects of Gaudí's career. Construction started in 1882. When people asked Gaudí why it was taking so long, he famously replied, "My client, God, is not in a hurry." He knew he wouldn't finish it, so he left detailed 3D models instead of flat blueprints, knowing future generations would have to figure it out. The result is a massive, completely unique and awe-inspiring building. It's one of those hyped icons that actually matches the hype. And unlike lots of darkish churches in Europe, this one is flooded with light, with wild, innovative touches everywhere. In fact, this is one of my favorite churches in all of Europe, not just for the building, but for the additions, like a high-tech museum underneath where you can learn about the building's science and history. This is a good 3-hour visit at least. For the bathrooms, go outside, downstairs, and at the bottom. Vending and the museum entrance as well, but you must book ahead online with a timed ticket, preferably when they open at 9 a.m., 10:30 on Sundays. Here's what it looked like when we got there at 9 a.m., and here's what it looked like just after 10, when the tour bus group started flooding in. So why here and not, say, Park Güell? The park is worthwhile, but it's a different experience. It's more of an outdoor playground than a grand statement, with a great city view and Instagrammable backgrounds. It's also farther, requires uphill walking, and has very little shade. Still fun, but we classify this as a nice to do versus Sagrada Familia's must do. And it's inside, closer to town center, and comfortable enough for everyone to enjoy. If this is your first time here, see this first. There's a lot more to Barcelona than just Gaudí, of course. Number 9. Specialty museums are everywhere and worth your time. Specific niche museums offer an alternative to the big attractions, and lots are interesting. We mentioned the Maritime Museum. Want to learn about Picasso's early stages as an artist? Visit the Picasso Museum. Like chocolate? You can visit the Chocolate Museum, where your entry ticket is edible and the statues are made of coca. For us, we tried the centrally located Banksy Museum. Banksy is a pseudonym for an anonymous British street artist, likely from Bristol, England, who uses stenciled street art for political satire and social commentary. Despite being one of the most famous artists alive, no one knows his true identity. He has managed to stay anonymous for over 30 years. While this museum's an unofficial one, his anonymity makes any museum unofficial. This one is fun. The collection is huge and includes stencil workshops at an additional fee and the funkiest bathroom anywhere. Since it's available for walk-ins, it makes a great flex option if you're running ahead of schedule. And finally, food. Not every restaurant near a tourist spot is a tourist trap, but you have to check. Research, check reviews, and there are lots of review sites out there. I'll leave a list with links in our description. The golden rule is look at the menu. Is it in Spanish or Catalan first? If the signage is English only, just keep walking. It's likely designed for tourists, meaning you are paying for the location, not the quality. Look for Spanish on the menu, either alone or alongside English. After Sagrada Familia, we wanted lunch and I pre-researched 2 places that were highly recommended. The one we picked, El Testat de Autor, was a true gem, serving up authentic Catalan food and proper tapas.
Hello!
And it had a backroom view of the church, perfect for pics. The food and atmosphere were perfect. Barcelona begs for a longer trip, but for a cruiser, it's enough to sample and come back again wanting more. And there's always more to offer. For more info on the ports we cover, check us out at portlowdown.com. And we absolutely love all your comments and questions. Keep them coming, and we'll see you on the next cruise.